And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. Go visit our good friends at Hail Mary's. They're located in Cheviot. They're on Harrison Avenue inside the Dora District, so you can go from bar to bar with your drinks or just hang out at Hail Mary's. They'll get you taken care of. They've got 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall. They have the DirecTV sports package, so they'll carry all the games. And, of course, Cincinnati sports will always be on the video wall. They have a brand new walk-in cooler, brand new draft lines, and, of course, ice-cold Cincy Light in 32.8-degree frosted glasses. All right, Aaron, let's rock and roll. Don't mind me if you see me kind of glancing over here a little bit, as there's a tornado warning for not just Kenton County, but Independence, Kentucky, which is where I live. So I think we're okay. I think it passed us, but just to be safe, I'll probably have my eye on the news over here a little bit.
Pretty awesome. Be pretty awesome if your background just was gone.
The whole house just blows away. You want to talk about going viral? Man streaming, man podcasting sees house blow away in tornado. I got a little worried for a second. Like my phone, everybody's calling. You guys okay? The news says you're not in good shape. No, we're all right. Well, at the time, it wasn't even raining.
Calm before the storm.
Yeah, but we have a big story locally, Aaron. As Cincinnati's own Desmond Ridder has signed with Zac Taylor and the Cincinnati Bengals to be Joe Burrow's backup, potentially to be Joe Burrow's backup.
Well, it did also come with the release of Logan Woodside, the quarterback from Toledo.
Who was the third-string quarterback?
Right.
The Browning is actually in the last year of his deal, right? Jake Browning,
I believe so.
And I mean, I'd have to imagine that guy's going to want to go somewhere with at least a path to playing time.
Probably
right?
Not with two guys ahead of him who've started multiple NFL games. Yeah.
Well, Browning started some, right? When Joe got hurt.
But he wasn't.
Yeah, and he was okay.
He never earned a starting spot at any place.
No,
I guess.
But I'm saying
where Dez has earned a starting spot at several different locations.
Yeah. So it's an awesome opportunity for Dez to potentially, like, I think, unfortunately for Dez, like, there was always just the question of, like, is he a starting NFL quarterback, or is he best situated as one of those guys that's a great team guy, understands the playbook, like somebody you want around, but is probably a career backup in the NFL. This could be an opportunity for Dez to hang around for a long time and make a lot of money backing up Joe Burrow.
You also get to come home, essentially. I mean, home for him is not far.
Yeah.
And you have some of that solidarity where, he's got a young family and can get to visit with his family quite a bit more than, when you're in Oakland or Arizona or Atlanta. So there's that going for him. Also, it's one of those things where you get to come back to where you're familiar. He won all the time in Cincinnati. It's inexplicable how much he actually won at the University of Cincinnati.
He never lost in Cincinnati. He never lost a home game.
Not a single home game. Correct. And so it's, again, just absolutely ridiculous that is a statistic in his own record book. But, he gets to come back to where he had his roots. And I don't know. I couldn't be happier. I think you could do far worse than Des Ridder as your backup. So I hope that this opportunity sticks, and I'd like to see him hang around, because I think if we've seen Joe Burrow go down plenty of times at this point in his career, and as he ages, you don't imagine that's going to traject a different direction.
Look, they still didn't fix the offensive line. Let's not fool ourselves. They didn't do anything really to change the offensive line outside of outside of letting Alex Kappa go.
You drafted a lineman with your second round pick, and
you're protecting Joe Burrow. You're going to put it on a second round guard to fix what ails them.
And you brought in a journeyman guard from New Orleans. I did not like that signing. I'll be the first to tell you that. But it is what it is.
So it gives us a chance to actually revisit the Des Ridder, Zac Taylor story. That it's funny. Everybody has all the information on that when the only person that was covering the team at that time with any veracity was me. I mean, there's nobody else in the market that was around the last year of the Tommy Tuberville era when Eddie Grant and Darren Hinshaw left. Zac Taylor comes in, and I remember it vividly because I had communication with Zac about it. Zac went out in April, and things have changed so much now. None of this is really the way things are anymore. But Zac went out in April and saw like 6 or 7 quarterbacks live, and a couple of them were higher rated. But when he came back from that trip, the story, Des has told the story of like getting a call, hey, can you work out? He worked out in the morning. I think he was actually at the Kentucky Derby when they called and offered him his scholarship. That was the result of that work. And Zac was like, this is the guy. And we're like, everybody's kind of looking at each other like, this kid's only other offer is Eastern Kentucky. That's it.
It's not a great list.
No. And he was at a school, Louisville St. X, that ran 80% of the time. And he ran it a lot, but like he was not a guy that was throwing the football 15 times a game. Maybe 10. You get 10 passes in there. You feel like you get your arm a little sore. You got to ice it up when you're done playing for St. X if you throw 10 passes.
And you have to wonder how many of those were screens or dumps to
a
running back on a running team.
Right. So there was a lot of like uncertainty. The boards were uncertain. Like this is our quarterback. We're bringing this kid up from Louisville that Louisville's not even recruiting. And he's going to be the answer. Like, who is this Zac Taylor guy? And what the hell is he thinking? And then
we're still wondering that.
Yeah. I don't think if I would have told you at that point in time, he's going to be the Bengals head coach, I don't think anybody would have believed that. But Des commits, and then that staff gets let go. I don't know, honestly, that like Luke Fickell's staff was immediately like enamored with Des when they came in. But it's December, and you want to have a quarterback in every class. And there wasn't it wasn't like the quarterback market was rich after the season in 2016. So they recruit Des. Des agrees to stay and comes in, does the redshirt year. Like there was a lot of conversation that redshirt year that like everybody's kind of gravitating towards this freshman. And look, Aaron, you get a little skeptical on those. Like you hear stuff like that all the time. The new guy. Everybody loves the new guy. And the Hayden Moore and Ross Trail were okay. But it wasn't like the quarterback pipeline was scorching hot at that point in time. So, Luke and them kept him. And then as everybody's, talking about now, the big after story is after Dez's redshirt year, Joe Burrow transfers from Ohio State. And he told the UC staff he was coming. Like, I'm coming. My dad promised I would go make this visit to LSU because his dad was friends with Orgeron.
Go Tigers. Why you go Tigers?
Go Tigers. Hey, I'm not letting you get back on that plane, Joe Burrow. You guys stay here with me. Go Tigers. And Burrow went down there, and essentially that's what happened. Like Orgeron kind of kidnapped him. Was like, you're my quarterback. I'm not letting you we've got Justin Jefferson, we've got Jamar Chase, like come
And a handful of other guys too.
And a handful of other guys, like come be the quarterback here. We're in a much better situation, which to me, it's actually crazy, Aaron, because let's be honest, those 2 years, or at least that first year especially, that wide receiver room here was dreadful.
Correct.
It was bad, to the point they let go the wide receiver coach, Joker Phillips. They brought in Mike Brown. They gutted the entire room basically outside of Alec Pierce. Joe Burrow wouldn't have had anybody to throw to here.
Linebacker Alec Pierce.
Yeah, linebacker Alec Pierce that they tried. That was just, look, Freeman wanted everybody. Like, if you were talented, Freeman wanted you on his defense. And Luke was usually like, you can have him. Do it. We don't need to worry about offense. You can have him. But Joe, makes that decision to go ahead and go to LSU, and obviously opens the door for Dez. 4 years, never lost a home game. One of the 5 winningest quarterbacks in college football. Like, it genuinely, Aaron, is one of those situations that ended up okay. Like, everybody did all right off of that situation.
I can't even imagine a world right now where if that butterfly effect happens, what even is the trajectory of Cincinnati, of LSU, of Joe Burrow, of Jamar Chase, of Justin Jefferson? Like, there's a lot of dudes whose entire lives could be completely different because of the way that this all went down.
Yeah, I mean, if he does commit to Cincinnati, I think he would have been good here, but he wouldn't have been number one. I don't think he would have been number 1 pick, all world. Like, that was the best offense in the history of college football.
Yeah, again, there's a lot of people whose entire lives right now have been completely changed because of that decision.
And I don't think Cincinnati was ready to win in 2018 and 19. Not win. You know what I mean? Like, at the top of the sport, win.
You weren't gonna pass it the way that I don't think that
Oh.
Luke Fickell would ever have had a team that passes it the way that LSU would pass it. So yeah, no, and who were you going to throw it to? That would have been Alec, and it's not a knock on Cincinnati. It's just the skill level was not LSU's skill level in that receiver room.
Not even close. And Alec was a sophomore that essentially had just played special teams as a freshman. So it wasn't like you were coming in with junior, senior, 5th year senior Alec Pierce.
All conference Alec Pierce. Right.
Yeah. I mean, Joe probably would have gotten a lot out of him. Him and Alec would have probably been a pretty good connection, but I don't know. It's fascinating. Like, that entire domino effect that all, and what happens, like, say Burrow does come here, right? And they're good in those 2 years, and they were good in those 2 years. Like, that started the year that they beat UCLA in the Rose Bowl, and they won double-digit games both of those years that Joe would have been here. They would have been good, really good. Maybe AAC champion good over what Memphis won it the 1 year. Like, did UCF win it the first year? Memphis won it the second year, something like that.
I think UCF was, yeah.
So, it would have been beneficial for Joe Burrow, but I have a hard time seeing Joe Burrow becoming the number 1 overall pick in the draft if he was here.
I don't think it's a possibility.
Yeah. So the Bengals' fortune changes drastically. And is Des Ridder the last 2 years, Des Ridder, if he didn't play those first 2 years? If Joe starts those 2 years and Des sits, when Des takes over, does Des win the job from Ben Bryant? Like, if those two start on equal footing without Des having a year of experience when Ben got here.
Or having the notches.
We may never have seen Des Ridder, or he transfers.
Maybe. Insane. Absolutely insane.
Yeah. And as it ends or as it continues, as the story continues, now Dez gets to go into the quarterback room with the Bengals with a chance to earn the backup role to Joe Burrow and
Under Zac Taylor.
one play away, reunited with Zac Taylor, and one play away every Sunday from, hey, Dez, here's Jamar and T, Chase Brown, Mike Gesicki. Good luck, buddy.
A
little different than what he saw with the Raiders and the Falcons. Wild. There you go. Dez coming home. Get to see a lot of them in the preseason. How about that? That's going to do it. We'll see you tomorrow night. That's the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!